been nearly 6 months now since the News 4 Tucson investigators broke a major story.
The story behind what was happening inside a Tucson nursing home as the pandemic was just starting to take hold. Tonight, News 4 Tucson investigator Lupita Murillo has exclusive new details from inside that facility.
Sapphire of Tucson opened its doors in 2018. It has 240 beds. Among those who call Sapphire home, patients who have contracted the coronavirus. Following our original News 4 Tucson investigators report, we've learned there have been some big changes, but they might not go far enough.
Earlier this year, families of some Sapphire patients told the News 4 Tucson investigators they feared a lack of communication from the rehab facility could be putting their loved ones in harm's way. By mid-April, the News 4 Tucson investigators learned 55 residents and 30 employees had tested positive for COVID-19. Families told the News 4 Tucson investigators Sapphire was not being upfront about what was actually going on. After our report the following month, Governor Ducey announced long-term facilities must notify next of kin for any resident who tests positive for coronavirus, and requiring those facilities to disclose any previous or active COVID cases in the facility to any approved applicant from a prospective resident. One former Sapphire employee who spoke with the News 4 Tucson investigators told us she was extremely concerned that both COVID and non-COVID patients were being housed on the same floor, and there was not enough personal protective equipment or PPE to go around, though Sapphire denied there was ever a shortage.
You help them with the same gown and same mask. So it just kind of worried me.
Now we are learning things that Sapphire may actually be improving. According to information the News 4 Tucson investigators received last week from one current Sapphire resident, the facility now has a COVID-19 unit, and staff there does have enough PPE. However, that Sapphire resident, who doesn't want the News 4 Tucson investigators to use their name, also tells us despite other facilities now being open for limited family visits, they still are not, and not sure when Sapphire will follow suit. And that isolation from the outside world is still a major concern.
I think it's not really possible to overstate the importance of people being visited by the folks they care most about, whether that's a family of birth or a family of choice. I've seen some research that's out there that says that being isolated and lonely is the health equivalent of smoking about 15 cigarettes a day. So very bad health consequences for people that are isolated.
According to Sapphire's website, they've had 188 patients test positive for COVID. They've also had 35 deaths and 50 employees tested positive. Investigating for you, Lupita Murillo, News 4 Tucson.